Girl, look in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Well, I have great news for the state of Texas. We now have in place a universal school choice program. Now, for those of you who are not in Texas, you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with me? Well, this is coming to you. We already have 2 states in America that practice this, Texas and Florida. Now, what you don't know probably is, what is it? Basically, instead of paying the public schools taxpayers' money to educate your children, the state of Texas has decided to take that money that they're giving the public schools and give it directly to the parents so that they can choose whatever school that they want to attend. And if I'm correct, they also include homeschooling. Well, anyway, I'm going to show you some clips that break it down in further detail, and I'm going to explain to you why this is actually a good thing, although there are some people who are against it. Before I do, hit the notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, be sure to select the option that says all so that you will be informed of all my content that's recently released. I can never say that part right. I don't know why. But anyway, let me go ahead and get into this thing right quick. Y'all have got to see this. Boom. I'm gonna let this lady explain it to you. Can you dig it? Now, let's get it.
Well, it looks like school choice is actually going to happen in Texas this year, which is going to have a big impact on parents sending their kids to school. So let me explain what that even is, since not a lot of people are explaining that. Texas Governor Abbott says the legislature finally has the votes to make school choice happen. All right, what is school choice? It's a voucher program. What's a voucher program? That means that if a parent wants to take their kid out of public school because the school's just doing a bad job educating their kid, or for whatever reason the parent wants to take back control of their child's education, then the state, if school choice is passed, the state would then take the money that it was sending the public school and give it to the parent. So that rather than a parent being forced to fund public schools when they're against public schools, the state will now pay the parent back their tax dollars that they had paid in public education. Some of the legislation being proposed in Texas would give each parent $10,000 per child per year to use that money how they want to educate their kids. So if they want to do
Now, let me explain something to you. Excuse me, my allergy's still out of control. The reason why this is a good thing is because the public schools have become a war zone. They are teaching your children things that you as a parent would consider to be despicable. They are informing them of things that you as a parent should have the right to inform them of. It shouldn't be a stranger or a teacher teaching them things. Another thing, not all, but a lot of the teachers are they are having heterosexual relationships, sexual relationships with minors, with children. They are having same-sex sexual relationships with minors in the public schools. You see it on TV all the time. They are smoking, doing drugs with the students. They are buying them guns, which I have done a video over that before, with the students. A lot of these teachers are not fit to be teachers. Now, I'm not talking about all of them. There's some good ones. But I'm talking about those bad apples. Those kids, especially the young black men, are coming out of school being able to read at, I think, like an 8th grade level or less. When you get the money into the hands of the parent, then the parent has the power, and it forces the public schools to now compete and to seek out qualified teachers so that they can get that money back into their public schools. Because when you get the money, you can select better schools. If you get a private school, they will spend more time with your child and pay more attention to your child, ensuring that they may have a better education. And they sure as hell gonna do their best to not mess up that private school because they love your money. They gonna probably be sleeping with them kids or smoking with them kids. Not saying that they won't, but it won't be as much as it do in public school. You don't have to worry about getting shot up at the private school. I ain't saying it always be like that, because what's going to happen is some of these riffraff is going to be placed in these private schools. Now, this system is going to get scammed. Someone's going to try to take advantage of this because $10,000 is coming back every year per child. Somebody going to try to take advantage of the system, but that's just how it is. You can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs until they fix the bugs and get everything situated to where it can't be taken advantage of. But I'm all for it. If you wanna homeschool your kid, if you want to teach them religious things, because there's a separation of church and state, you don't have to worry about that shit no more. All you got to do is say, I don't want my kid in this war zone called public school, where they are teaching my children things that I don't want them to learn because the things that you're teaching are inappropriate at their age. I don't want them there. Now, there are going to be some teachers that are going to lose their jobs, but there's going to be some teachers that's going to get jobs because other people will try to get work at private schools, home schools, or they're going to look for better teachers to place in public schools, moving the riffraff teachers out the way, because teachers have been getting the good teachers, they've been getting a bad rap because of the bad teachers. There's some great teachers out there who genuinely care about the children, but the ones that don't care, who just there for a check and to sleep with your kids, they make the good ones look bad. So I think it's a great thing that we have the option and the opportunity by Governor Abbott and our governor in Texas to do this. But let's keep going. And it's coming to a state near you.
Do homeschooling, if they want to send their kid to their favorite private school, they've got $10,000 per year per child. Other legislation being proposed would take a percentage of the amount each school gets from taxpayers, and the kids would each get a percentage of that for their own education if the parent pulls their kid out of school. This would be an education savings account. The state of Texas would then send your tax dollars back to you through a savings account that you can use that money for your kids' education, both for tuition for a private school or for homeschooling supplies, transportation to school, other school supplies, private tutoring. That money the parent would get back to use exactly how they see fit for a better education for their child. Now, a lot of public school advocates are very against this because this takes money away from public schools. So some people are saying public schools are already struggling financially and you're going to strip them even more of their funding. Advocates are saying school choice creates more competition. If the public school wants to keep its students, it's going to have to perform better. It's going to have to work harder at educating the kid rather.
I agree. This is going to put a fire underneath their ass to perform better so that your child can have a better education and so that your child can be safe going to school. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Make them compete for your children, because anything that's given to you for free, you don't appreciate. So now you have to work for it. Now you're going to appreciate it. I like this. Capitalism. I like it. I love it. It's going to make you work harder. You got to think about your children. I ain't thinking about the teachers feeling that worry about I'm losing a job. Those particular teachers need to get on the bad teachers' asses for that, because that's where it came from. The bad teachers, the bad people in charge. Those good teachers need to get on their ass. But for the parent, you got to think about your child. You can't worry about the feelings of other people.
Than just being haphazard with the kid's education. If a public school is haphazard with the kid's education, that is going to incentivize a parent to pull their kid out of school and bring them to a private school, stripping that public school of its funding and moving the funding to private school or homeschooling. So it really reinvigorates competition in education, and competition in free markets creates excellence. That's what advocates say. And if you're a free market lover, then you're probably an advocate of school choice.
Now, let me show you a woman who lives in Florida who's they already got this going on in Florida, okay? So I want her to tell you her experience with this, what she believes. Let me put it on the screen for you. 1 second. Make sure you're there. Okay. Now listen to this lady. Let's get it.
So I live in Florida and we've had school choice for several years. We love it. It's been amazing. We had our kids in a private Christian school that we could not have afforded if it weren't for the school choice option. So basically what it means, it's nothing scary or weird. The government doesn't have any overreach. It basically means that my taxpayer dollars that were going to fund public school now go to me, and I get to choose the school that I want my kids to go to. Not all states are the same, but in Florida, we can choose private school. You can have your kids in a special needs school. If you're a homeschool parent, you can do co-ops. You can even homeschool full time and get all your curriculum paid for, your extracurricular activities paid for. Like, it is truly, truly incredible. However, in the state of Texas, they do not have school choice, which absolutely shocked me when I found out. If they did have it, they would have up to $10,000 per student to use towards the school of their choice, which would be a game changer for so many families.
We do have it now. It passed about a few days ago. Now, you get $10,000 per child. If your child is a special needs child, then they give you $11,000 per child to pick whatever school you want your child to be in. I don't know all the details, but that's all I know. And like I say, I'm all for it. I'm happy about it. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think it's better for the children. I really think so. Because, I remember how the school was in the 90s when I was in there. And I know they bad now. People losing their lives in there. All the fighting, all the cutting, cussing people out, sticking, shooting, teaching them inappropriate things, having people facilitating classes that should not be there at all. You got drag queens teaching kindergartens. Look it up for yourself. Now, man, I don't give a fuck. If that pisses you off, I don't give a damn. 'Cause I ain't finna keep on saying, look, I'm not trying to take a stab at the LGBT. If you feel that way, if you feel sensitive about that, then that's just your ass, man. I meant exactly what I said. I get sick of saying that. I get sick of saying shit like, well, it's not all black women. I get sick of saying, if you don't have enough sense to know this by now, then you shouldn't even be here. If you got mad because I said the drag queen thing like that, you shouldn't be here. Man, I don't know why this world became a pussy whip version of itself from when I grew up. Everybody just all sensitive and sad, and you can't say nothing. I don't like this. I don't like that. You wouldn't survive in my era. From coming up, you wouldn't survive in Generation X. You wouldn't survive it. All this stuff, somebody say something bad about you on social media, now you want to go jump off a bridge or some shit. No. They didn't accept my friend request. Now you miserable and shit. We didn't have that. We had tough skin back then. All this weak stuff y'all got right now, I can't get with it, Jack, at all. Can you dig it? That's some bullshit. Now, anyway, sorry about that. I just thought, man. Woo-wee. Anyway, like I'm saying, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing for us in Texas. I hope it happens to y'all in y'all states. And I hope the good teachers, you know what I'm saying? I hope it help you some kind of way. The bad teachers, I hope y'all just fall off and burn in hell because y'all doing all the inappropriate things to these youngsters before they even are mature enough to understand what's happening in some cases. Some of them are old enough to know what they're doing. But still, you shouldn't be doing the things that you're doing to these kids. You're a piece of shit. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all soon. Oh, yeah, I'll be back Monday with more content. You know, I got to take my days off too like everybody else. So I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all take it easy now. You hear me?